Hey everybody, David Geisler here, host of the Another Zelda Podcast, and the Another Zelda Podcast, that's funny. Host of Another Zelda Podcast, here to talk to you about the third dungeon in A Link to the Past, the Tower of Hera. This is my second video. As I said in the previous video, I actually didn't record myself playing the first dungeon. Maybe I'll go back and do that, but this is my playthrough, my very first ever playthrough of Tower of Hera. And I spoke to this playthrough on our Season 2 finale episode, A Link to the Past, kind of our review episode on the podcast, Another Zelda Podcast. That was a little odd. There's like a weird timing thing there. Anyway, I hope that's okay. A little strange. Pardon me, just checking some technical matters. And here we go, into the Tower of Hera. I recall enjoying this one, actually. It's kind of a quick one. It's very neat. The 6 floors, very aptly illustrated there in the map on the left. And I do enjoy the red and blue block puzzles. Anytime you get a red and blue switch puzzle, I like the logic behind it. I was actually introduced to those blocks in A Link to the Past. Sorry. In Link's Awakening. I always swap the two by accident. I actually was first introduced to the blocks in Link's Awakening, and they were not red or blue. They were just gray, or green, pea soup green. Until the DX remake, which was red and blue. Okay, so got the map right off the bat. I had a feeling going into this one that it was going to be very vertically, that I'd have to think about it vertically. And what I mean, not just that it was floor over floor, but that I was suspecting that I was probably going to have to fall down into some of these areas that I couldn't, like the blue area there or the red area. Or that I was going to, hit a springboard and shoot up into an area above me. So a lot of times I take care of the skeleton just by walking into them with the sparkle sword, which is what I call it. Oh, yeah, nice. All right. Always better to get those things before you use the blocks. Going back into the main room. Obviously, yep, cool. Very cool that you can do that. Well, let's try here. Let's go up. No? Yeah. This is where we first start learning about the floors. Now, what was kind of neat in the Minish Cap is that the graphic below the floor actually did represent what was below you, so you could kind of tell what was going on. Here, I don't even think that they're truly showing a layer below. I think they're doing I think they're cycling the sprite, if I may, but it gives the illusion of the floor below. Just seeing where I am vertically. It is kind of neat that, so there we go. So the second one. The floors was what I was trying to say. The floors where you fall through don't move in that first room, but they do change in this room. And I learned pretty quickly, though, that you could actually take care of enemies that way, which I think you're supposed to learn in this room. I think I go for the red here. I think I thought this was a normal key. Yeah, of course. I do recall thinking, what? The boss key already? This is getting weird. So, time to go find a normal door. Just waiting for the moment I have to drop down to do something. I think I tried here, actually. Go. Do it, Dave. Go. Fall through a floor. There we go. And so the red blocks are down there, but that shows me later that I can get there if the red blocks are up, which I'm suspecting will be a puzzle later. I don't really know if it came back around, but there's a regular key. We're going down. I remember thinking that I had to look for a button here, and then the tiles started flying at me. I was like, oh. You know how some of these early rooms you have to defeat all the enemies? And I'm thinking, well, maybe the tiles are enemies in this. I know they're definitely enemies in Twilight Princess. So I thought, oh shoot, maybe I have to weather the storm here. And I hit the tile. Woo! And I back up. Come on, let's go for it. I get my timing wrong here if I remember correctly. I think they hit me in the face. And another one. Oh. And death. Fortunately, I came prepared. I learned very early on, A Link to the Past. Bring fairies with you everywhere you go. At least for me, because I was dying left and right. I actually joked in the first video for this little series here that I should probably just title the playlist Watch Dave Suck at A Link to the Past. But also this is kind of just an exploration. Because what's interesting about this is that this is an exploration of what it's like to play an older Zelda game, a cherished older Zelda game, when you are informed by all the things that come with a more modern Zelda game. Even modern 2D games like Minish Cap or even the Oracle games, if I may. Because the Oracle games, came after Ocarina, and there's a lot of Ocarina elements. So in the last dungeon, I was surprised how many torches you don't light to do things, or how many torches, if you light torches, they don't do anything in the Desert Palace. This one seems pretty obvious. We've got kind of like a carpeted area in the middle, maybe it's dirt. Light those torches. I had a feeling. So the boss key, I was expecting it to be the compass or something. The boss key, that's right. Seems a little early for the boss door and the boss key, but I think what they're counting on is the puzzle of how to get to the boss. Oh yeah, that's funny. It just went straight to the... I ran out of bombs, I went straight to the ice rod. Schrodinger making a little cameo here. He must be let out. Too far for the boomerang, gotta go back. Oh, even that was too far for the boomerang. There we go. Oh yeah, and I remember the mirror. Use the mirror. Back to the boomerang. Red. Blue. Maybe I could have dropped down from above, but the boomerang works just fine. Going back to that boss key door. The boss door. The hit detection in this game still baffles me. Go, Dave. Switching to red for the fun of it. Sometimes I try to, I don't know, go into a room with the wrong red or blue switch just to see if there's something. I imagine, what do they want me to do? And I'll try to do the opposite just to see if there's maybe a little... It's kind of like running to the left when you start a platformer. Especially in the Donkey Kong series, it's like always run to the left first. You'll find a banana or something. Then run to the right. So here I was just trying to memorize where those the holes are. I was suspecting that I was going to have to flip the holes back and forth to drop down to a certain area. Definitely weaponizing the holes there. So I was just trying to memorize where these are here. So blue. Yeah. Don't know if it's necessary. Hit it because it's there, but honestly, I think at other times I would have been inclined to not. Just a big old room with all these little mini Moldorms. That's not what they're actually called. Really? So many times, guys. I died so many times. Another fairy. This is the second and probably final fairy. Get it. Nice. Those pots. Never underestimate the power of a pot in these early games. Okay. So there's the compass. Fine. Completely skipped the Moon Pearl when I played this, by the way. I think I talked about this in the episode. The Season 2 finale for Another Zelda Podcast. Completely skipped getting the Moon Pearl here. In fact, it's kind of funny. You'll see. I mean, I obviously was looking at this and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to probably drop down from above for whatever's in that chest. And I think I even kind of misremember. Yeah, there it is. Look, Moon Pearl right there. Oh, I had this idea that I was going to have to come back. Pardon me, it's a little late tonight. I had this idea that I had to come back to this palace in the Dark World to get the Moon Pearl. I don't know why I had that impression. Get rid of that guy. David, power up that sword and get rid of him. It's so strange not to be able to go in those jars. The big ones. Okay, we've successfully broke all the jars, the pots. Keep moving. Cool. Anything up here? Nothing. Alright. Let's go up. Link, what are you doing? I'm just trying to memorize where that hole is. I should really switch the hole. Cool. Alright, learn that one. Hey, what's this? Ah! Wait for it. There we go. Just take care of these guys. Come on. What? I'm going to freeze over here. There we go. Just taking care of the pots. Alright, of course. Oh yeah, this is weird. There's cracks in these walls, but I couldn't bomb through them. Is it really? Come back with the hammer? I don't know. I never went back there, actually. I think I look around a little bit and I just go up one more. Up the tower. Watch out for the Mario Brothers thing. Feels like there should be a door up top. There isn't. I don't think I can switch any of these things. Is that also a bomb? No, I'm out of bombs. Look at that. Look at all those cracks. So we go up, and I was actually a little surprised. I was like, oh, I'm at the boss already. This was kind of a quick one. And of course I remembered this boss from Link's Awakening. I remembered it from my playthrough of Link's Awakening, the first Zelda game I ever played. Just looking around here. Okay, this is the Super Nintendo version. Of course, this version came first, and the Link's Awakening version was homaging or porting this battle, complete with the falling below and everything. Though I think in Link's Awakening you fall below to the 2D, or the side-scrolling thing, which is kind of cool. Here you just fall down the floor, which I do plenty of. There's number one. Oh, and it's at this point, this is when I realized that's actually right there. That's the boss symbol in front of that door. I didn't even notice earlier. Alright, let's get back to it. I do think I beat this boss on the first try. In other words, I don't think I died. I think I fall a few more times, but... I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious. It's just like Link's Awakening. Hit the tail, but I was just trying to learn. The physics are a little different. It moves a little different. I'm trying to do swipes. Eventually I learned just do the sword swipe, or the power-up circle sword thing. There we go, number 2. So much fun. And back at it. Here I started, yeah. Just charging up and swiping. That's interesting, I didn't fall there. Oh, whoop, there we go. Now, I had the sword charged. I wonder if that stopped anything. Get back up there. The run is so funny in this game. Okay. I also think it's really smart in this boss battle that on this floor, the boss battle's on the lower level. There we go. Boss battle's on the lower level so that you can't just stand... Knocks off again. You can't just stand on the edges and like shoot arrows at him. That's very, very smart design. Simple, but smart. That means anything I fire at the boss from these edges, of course, are on a different layer. They're above the boss. Let's jump down into this area. I really hope I don't fall again. I'm starting to lose track a little bit. It's been a while. A month or two since playing this part. There we go. A few more. As I remember from Link's Awakening, I think it turns a little darker and it starts moving faster and faster. I don't know why I'm even trying for the eyeballs. There we go. A little closer. Doesn't he turn like full orange? It turned full orange? Come on. Getting closer. I think I'm finally kind of getting the hang of it here. Ooh. Well, there we go. There we go. No Moon Pearl. Totally missed the Moon Pearl. Get the heart. And it drops. Mario 3 style. Grab it. And there we go. So then, what happens? Okay, yeah. Cool. Got the Pendant of Wisdom. And it kicks you out of the tower. I mean, I remember kind of thinking like, oh, I guess I will keep moving because it kicks you out there at the end. I didn't go back. Well, actually, at this point, I kind of was curious. I was like, was I supposed to go get that Moon Pearl? Am I supposed to explore around? What am I supposed to do? I actually play around here a little bit, as you can see. I go up, take a look around, but I don't have much conviction here because as soon as I fall, I remember thinking just like, okay, you know what? I think I got to come back for this Moon Pearl in the Dark World. So I get out of there. And I continue playing. I go into the Dark World. I spend 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes in the Dark World having my fun, trying to get back up to this tower in the Dark World. Couldn't do it. Didn't have the hammer yet. You know what I mean? The whole thing. So I'm walking around, trying to get up there. Honestly, I talked about this in the season finale. I probably burned an hour trying to get up there. Finally learned to just go back to the Light World, or realized to go back to the Light World and get the Moon Pearl here. So here I am. This is what we're watching. Okay, cool. Fireball to the face. This is hours later. Hours of gameplay later. I go back to Tower of Hera. And I remember right here trying to think like, wait, okay, so how do I get to the Pearl? I remembered that it was a couple floors up, and then it was in the middle of that big trunk. And I think I see the up arrow over here. I hope I see the up arrow. Cool, having fun with the boomerang. To the right. Okay, cool. Chose the left. Hopefully I was... That's interesting. You can see some of the other floors there. Or some of the other rooms. Oh, pardon me. It's a late Sunday night right now that I'm recording this. Go up. I do remember this temple being significantly less frustrating than the Desert Palace. Ooh, that hurts you. So in Link's Awakening, it just pushes you up and you can walk around on those blocks. But anyway. Go. What are you doing? Oh, right. No, I think maybe it is the other door. I think it's the other door, isn't it? Go upper left. I think I'm remembering now. I could be mistaken. Maybe I figured it out. What? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going the wrong way, isn't that right, guys? Drop him. There we go. Maybe. Was that an accident? There's a lot of falling through the... I'm like super good at this game. As I was saying, though, in our finale, I did enjoy playing A Link to the Past a lot. I had to get used to the controls, even in the 2D games, have just become so much more refined. Like that right there. Like I couldn't swing up because he was already swinging to the left. A little bit when you play the original The Legend of Zelda as well, you have to kind of play the game the way it wants to be played, you could say. As the years go by. Like if you think about the controls in Minish Cap, you don't even... It plays almost as good as like a 3D game or 3D Zelda. Okay. Interesting. So that would have mattered. That little... There, hitting that blue thing to red would have mattered with the hole in a different spot. But anyway. There we go. Okay, we're at the Moon Pearl. Trying to fire through the little walls. Yes. Just looking around, apparently. Nice. Boom. So I think at this point I'm pretty much figuring out that I have to drop down. It's what I suspected the first time. I just kind of lost track. You know, you get to start playing, you start fighting Moldorm. And then it warps you out to the front of the dungeon. Checking the map. So I think I figured out that, yes, you want it to be the other way. Because see, I can get to there. So you kind of want it to be the other way. Right there. So when I fall, of course, I'm probably on the upper part of those stars, is what I remember thinking. Which we all know to be true. Going up. I remember thinking, like, what's the most center hole? Like, there's one right there. It's right in the center. Took it. It was the right choice. The Moon Pearl, so exciting. And then, let's get out of here. I left. Moon Pearl. So this was hours later. Got the Moon Pearl, got back into the Dark World, continued forward. So I'll see you folks, in 2 weeks for the next video. Where I think it's, Swamp Palace? I'm losing track a little bit as to the next one. But in the meantime, Season 3 is coming up very, very soon. I think right now the plan is we're going to do Legend of Zelda commercials, which will be pretty fun. I'm David. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RaptorPaint. And of course, you can find Zelda at Another Zelda Pod on Twitter and Another Zelda Podcast on Instagram. Or go to our website, anotherzeldapodcast.com. All right, everybody, I can't wait to see you in Season 3. Have a good one.